What's going on, guys? This is Steve, releasing my game Hunting Chronicles. It's going to be a little quick, thrown together video this weekend because today I'm getting ready to go to Torg. I'm recording on my phone. All of my recording equipment's already packed up. But I figured we would just go through some of my collection and kind of highlight some of my favorites on each system. There's not going to be any gameplay. It's mainly just going to be me talking. But if you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, drop a sub on the channel, and leave a comment below what your favorite game from each of your systems in your collection is. Let's get to it. Alright guys, starting off with NES, I'm probably going to have to say it's Mega Man 2 here. It's fantastic. It's the only game that has a little protective case. The label's super clean. And it's just a great, side-scrolling platformer and action game. God, Mega Man 2, I don't know what I would have done without it. I'm happy that I stumbled across Square Pegs' videos to, show his love for Mega Man 2. And then I was talking to my homie Brett at All About Games at the flea market. And, dude, he has a Mega Man tattoo, so you know it's stellar. And then, moving on to Super Nintendo. You already know. Do I have to explain it? Super Mario World. It's fan-frickin-tastic, man. Oh my god. Alright, I guess we're just moving right along down the Nintendo shelf. My favorite game, I don't have too many American N64 games. I have, what is this, Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 on the Japanese N64, Mario Party for the Japanese N64, which my N64 plays everything. But these are my American titles. I mean, you can't beat N64 wrestling games. Come get that smoke if you want it, old sons. I'm talking to you, Tony Toner. Talking to you. And then we're going to move right along to the GameCube. And I am going to kind of swing from the hip and say that I know you probably are all expecting the Marios, the Zeldas, the Mario Baseball, Mario Strikers, Mario Golf, Smash Melee, Metroid, whatnot. But it's not any of them. It's just goddamn Tony Hawk American Wasteland, man. I love this game. It's by far my favorite game in the series, and that copy right there is so nostalgic for me. That's my copy from childhood. I used to play and beat it all the time. I used to have a screen on my GameCube, and I would play that game religiously. Moving on down to the Wii and Wii U shelf, and then there's some boxed N64s, 2 Japanese N64 games, stellar. But, yeah. Probably my favorite Wii game so far. I've never really hugely played the Wii, but it's probably Super Mario Galaxy. I actually played this for the first time on the 3D All-Stars collection. It's fan-frickin-tastic. I love that game. It's so beautiful. The graphics still hold up to this day. You're in space. What else can you ask for? And then, for the Wii U, my super small library, that's going to change. That is going to change this weekend. Wii U winter is hot and heavy, old sons. And this is unsuspected, but man, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, wow, I need to learn how to speak. The puzzles are splin-frickin-diferous. Oh my god. It's insane. You guys should totally check it out on Wii U, and they changed it up a little bit when they ported it to Switch instead of Super Mario 3D World. Maps and whatnot, they have Super Mario Odyssey maps, but it's still fantastic. Alright. Moving on to the sea of red labels. And, actually my favorite game in my collection is actually an indie game. It's Super Mario Odyssey is probably my favorite 3D Super Mario game of all time, but it's not my favorite Switch game. My favorite Switch game is Golf Story. Like, I'm not a huge RPG type guy, but this game is fantastic. I love it. I I stumbled upon it, and like I love to golf, and I love playing like old school golf games. And this is like an old school golf game, but with RPG elements. It's so damn good. Definitely check out Golf Story on the eShop. It's a limited run physical release, so it's a little expensive. And then on to Xbox. Xbox One, Xbox 360, probably my favorite game of all time. And I happen to have it on Xbox One. Red Dead Redemption 2. If you guys haven't played it, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but I'm just saying it's the only video game story to bring me to tears. It's so damn good. And then Xbox 360. Probably my favorite game on 360, super nostalgic, is Skate. It has the best story in any Skate game, arguably the best map in any Skate game. You just couldn't get off your board, so you were kind of limited on some tricks. But man, definitely check out Skate 1 if you haven't already. And then, going down to the PS5, I'm going to be honest, I haven't played Astrobot yet. I just picked that up. Ratchet and Clank's beautiful, but I'm going with Spider-Man 2. It's so damn good. I'm actually replaying it. College football is alright. Like, if you like college football, go Buckeyes, by the way. And, yeah, but Spider-Man 2, it builds upon so well what the first one did. And just improved it dramatically. Like, the movement and traversal through the maps are fantastic. Got my little Crash Bandicoots and my Spyro G Fuel. For PS4, it'll probably have to be Spyro Reignited Trilogy. It's in this dual pack right here, with Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. They just did that. They just did the first 3 Spyro games super well. Spyro 1 is my favorite PS1 game. I can beat that game in like 2 hours, 100%. Like, I freaking love both games, like the Reignited and the original trilogy. But Spyro the Dragon is my game that I'm like actually good at. PS2, we actually have quite a bit, like a pretty big PS2 library here. And I'm just basically going off of nostalgia. Like, I'm going to pick 2 different games in completely different genres for the PS2. I want to pick San Andreas. I have so much nostalgia playing that. And just, running amok in San Andreas, you know what I mean? Just causing havoc. And then ESPN 2K5, it's still the best football game ever made. Fight me in the comments. Respectfully. Like, it's so good. The Bengals were dog shit in that game, but my God, it had Peyton Manning, it had freaking Drew Brees, it had like all the like quarterbacks from my childhood that I wish the Bengals could have had. I'm going down to the Sega Genesis and the PSP shelf because I am out of shelf space basically, so I'm combining shit. I would have to say it's Sonic 2. That's kind of a basic answer, but like that's the most nostalgic game. I grew up playing Sonic 2 over at my cousin's house and whatnot. And my favorite PSP game is probably Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I like it a lot more than the Project 8 because it's kind of more tried and true to the original game. And Project 8, like, I played it originally on the 360, so you had that open world aspect. And then I know the PS2 and original Xbox, Project 8, it was like hampered or hindered, what the hell ever word I'm thinking of, by the hardware. So it couldn't be open world. So yeah, that's fun. On to the handhelds. We're just pretty much going to do Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, 2 separate things. But for Game Boy, it's Super Mario Land. I had so much nostalgia playing this over at my aunt's on her Game Boy, and then I actually purchased it myself later on down the road. And then I found a complete in-box copy, which was fantastic. And then, backyard basketball. You can rain threes as Ray Allen and all the studs from back in the day. Like, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but that game is by far one of my favorite basketball games. Hi guys, a little bit different video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. I'm just kind of throwing this together before I go to Torg, because I'm a procrastinator. But yeah, guys, this was Stever. These are my Game Hunting Chronicles. Remember, leave a comment below what your favorite game from each of your systems is. And please be sure to hit that like and sub. We're on our way to 500 subscribers. Let's try to get it by the end of the year. Next time you guys see me, I'll be at Torg. Let's go.